It is 15 November 2021. It is Monday of the 33rd week in Ordinary Time. I ask today, as I will ask all week, for the prayers for the brother of a friend of mine, Rudy Van Perss. Rudy is the brother of the deacon at my regular church and also a member of our group. Johan and Rudy grew up together in Europe, and it was a very, very sad posting tonight. And all it said under a beautiful picture of this man whose eyes were filled with the spark of Christ, the joy of life, and the love of freedom. And all Johan wrote was, "Eternal peace to my brother. Please pray." So please, all of you, say a prayer for Rudy this week. Thank you. Our first reading, and all of our readings for the next 2 weeks, are from the Maccabees. The first book of Maccabees and the second are both historical books. These are true writings of history, of the people of history. Book 1. From the descendants of Alexander's officers, there sprang a sinful offshoot, Antiochus Epiphanes, son of the king Antiochus, once a hostage at Rome. He became king in the year 137 of the kingdom of the Greeks. In those days, there appeared in Israel men who were breakers of the law, and they seduced many people, saying, "Let us go and make an alliance with the Gentiles all around us. Since we separated from them, many evils have come upon us." The proposal was agreeable. Some from among the people promptly went to the king, and he authorized them to introduce the way of living of the Gentiles. Thereupon they built a gymnasium in the Jerusalem according to the Gentile custom. They covered over the mark of their circumcision and abandoned the Holy Covenant. They allied themselves with the Gentiles and sold themselves to wrongdoing. Then the king wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, each abandoning his particular customs. All the Gentiles conformed to the command of the king, and many children of Israel were in favor of his religion. They sacrificed to idols and profaned the Sabbath. On the 15th day of the month Chislev, in the year 145, the king erected the horrible abomination upon the altar of burnt offerings, and in the surrounding cities of Judah they built pagan altars. They also burned incense at the doors of the houses and in the streets. Any scrolls of the law which they found, they tore up and burnt. Whoever was found with a scroll of the covenant, and whoever observed the law, was condemned to death by royal decree. But many in Israel were determined and resolved in their hearts not to eat anything unclean. They preferred to die rather than to be defiled with unclean food or to profane the Holy Covenant. And they did die. It was a terrible affliction upon Israel. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.